Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, December 31st, 2018. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. The men and women of the SVG police force have been challenged to maintain their focus in keeping SVG a safe place. Police Commissioner Colin John issued a challenge at the 2018 Police Awards and Retirement Ceremony held at the Russell's Auditorium last Friday night. Over 40 policemen and women from the various branches of the SVG police force were recognized for their hard work and dedication to their job. Businesses such as the Mustique Charitable Trust, Finishing and Furnishing were also recognized for their contribution to the institution. The Commissioner of Police said the High Command is grateful for the many dedicated men and women who fill the rank and file of the SVG police force. He encouraged the officers to keep up their good work.
This is a safe place. We, the senior officers, cannot do it without the foot soldiers, and I just want to publicly thank you for all you are doing for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As a result of your effort, as of today's date, we have reduced the number of murders. Last year, this time, it was 39. As of today's date, it is 34. We are being proactive and doing all within our powers to make sure that no other murder is committed before the end of the year.
Commissioner John also encouraged those who desire promotion to put in the necessary work.
We realize that we are only as good as our last performance. So this is no time for complacency and no time to be laid back. You are moving in the right direction. Continue to move in that direction with more haste and with more purpose in life. Do not look behind you and say, well, okay, this person has 10 years and I have to wait on him before I am promoted to corporal. You do what you can to make sure that you are promoted. Do not make the authority say that you are looking for promotion and that you're not performing. Let us, as the authority, feel guilty for not promoting you. You do your best and the other things would come naturally.
President of the Police Welfare Association, Station Sergeant Brenton Smith, expressed gratitude to the Police High Command for their continued support in the hosting of the annual award ceremony. He encouraged the men and women of the SVG police force to continue to strive for excellence.
Young and not so young officers, despite the playing field is not always that level, I encourage you to seriously consider following your studies at the highest level. The organization and the country will need you and expertise in the various disciplines you will or may undertake. There needs to be a serious transformation, not only in leadership, but at all levels. Make the sacrifice now. Next year, God's willing, the new executive will vigorously pursuing the issues of pension reform, a 10% increase in salaries for 2018 and 2019, along with the general working conditions at all stations and departments. To the awardees, on behalf of the executive of the PWA, I want to congratulate you and urge you to continue to work hard and excel in whatever you do.
Delivering remarks at the awards ceremony was Minister of National Mobilization, Frederick Stevenson, who appealed to the senior ranks of the police force to ensure that the younger members are trained well. Minister Stevenson said the police force recently received around 80 new recruits who are expected to do well in the profession and encouraged those at the senior level to ensure they function effectively.
We want you to become excellent members of this wonderful institution called the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. And we expect that you do all in your own efforts to ensure that you do what is best to make sure that we continue to have the most efficient and effective police service organization in the Eastern Caribbean, in CARICOM, and in the world. The other officers in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, you have a responsibility to these new recruits. And I want to say to you that you have a responsibility to ensure that the training you give to them is sound and proper, so that these youngsters, males and females, would become the best recruits and the best police officers in the entire sub-region.
Minister Stevenson took the time to commend the young men who are learning music with the SVG Police Force Band under the Youth Empowerment Program.
To them just a few weeks ago, performing as members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band. And I believe that they're better than the older members of the band itself. I want to compliment those 13 young persons who are new members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band as part of the Youth Empowerment Service Program. And I'm going to pledge that the Ministry of Social Development, my ministry, the Ministry of National Mobilization, we would ensure that we have another 13 young persons who would be a part of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band for the next year as part of the Youth Empowerment Service Program.
The National Mobilization Minister said that SVG faces a challenge with sexual offences and appealed to the lawmen and women to do all that they can to bring the perpetrators to justice.
Sexual violence. I want to say to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, yes, we have a large reporting in relation to these incidences, but you cannot just report. We have to ensure that you go through the full measure. It's not just enough for you to go to the police station and report, but when the time comes for the matter before the court, you cannot say that I'm not giving any evidence. You have to go the full course so that we can have the perpetrators of these vicious crimes in relation to violence and sexual violence be heard in the courts and the perpetrators be brought to justice.
The police are investigating reports of attempted murder, kidnapping, and attempted rape. A release from the Police Public Relations Office said a report of attempted murder, which occurred at Vermont, was made on Saturday, December 23rd. The police say about 4 p.m. on Saturday, December 23rd, 3 men, all of Vermont, allegedly attempted to murder a farmer of the same address by beating him in his head, hands, and about his body with a piece of steel. Another incident under investigation is a report of kidnapping and attempted rape that occurred between 11:20 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. last Friday, December 28. The police say some unknown named men by deceitful means induced a nurse to go from the Arnorsville Public Road to Canash in an unknown vehicle with intent to commit the offense of rape on the virtual complainant. The police are asking the assistance of the general public with information that will aid with these ongoing investigations. Persons with information are asked to contact the ACP in charge of crimes at telephone number 1784-4561-339, the officer in charge of the CID at telephone number 1784-4561-810, or the nearest police station. In other news, 229 children who took on the challenge of the SVG Police Cooperative Credit Union to save $1 a week for the year were rewarded today at a prize-giving ceremony. The students each received a tablet. A manager of the SVG Police Cooperative Credit Union, Ayana Samuel, said over 300 children started the challenge at the top of the year, but just about 100 dropped out. Samuel appealed to parents to continue to work with their children and ensure that they save, which she said is usually beneficial in the long run.
We are encouraging the parents to continue to urge their children to continue to save for them, to put some sort of saving facility in place for your children, as we know that we have to save for wet days. And it's always encouraged when we can start saving at an early age. And in closing, I emphasize that it is important to save, it is important to make sure that we have something for later, and it is also necessary. For saving requires that we get something that we can get, saving requires us not to get things that we can get bigger later.
The Police Cooperative Credit Union Junior Savers Challenge started 5 years ago, and hundreds of children across the country are participating in the program. President of the Police Cooperative Credit Union, Horace Williams, said that to date more than 600 tablets were given out as they saw the need to do so to encourage the children not to give up on saving.
We are asking you junior savers to take good care of your gadgets and not only to use them as toy to play games, but let it be educational. The Board of Directors, along with management, have discussed and suggested that we change from tablets to something else. In final analysis, we decided to stick with the tablets because the savers are looking forward to having those tablets.
7 Vincentians have been named in the Queen's New Year Honours List for 2019, including prominent surgeon Dr. Cecil Cyrus, who has been awarded the Knight Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George. The notification of the Queen's Honours List was made public in the December 28 edition of the London Gazette. The other Vincentians who appeared on the Queen's New Year Honours List for 2019 are Gerlin Miguel, who was awarded the CMG for services to politics, education, community, and to women's empowerment. Corsell Robinson awarded an OBE for services to civil aviation. Derry Williams was awarded an OBE for services to the banking and to the financial sector. Robert Balcom an MBE for services to agriculture. Molly Batiste an MBE for services to industry and to commerce. And Sharon Morgan Peters an MBE for services to education and to community work. The Modern Medical Diagnostic and Treatment Center at Georgetown last week received a donation of medical equipment and supplies from Neil Cork and family. Prime Minister and Area Representative Dr. Ralph Gonzalez was on hand to witness the handing over and thanked Cork and his family for their continuous contribution to SVG. Receiving the items on behalf of the hospital was Deputy Hospital Administrator Idinga Miller and Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Luke Brown. Minister Brown, in his remarks, thanked Mr. Cork and his family for their contribution and noted that he is looking forward to the future at the Modern Medical Center. Cork, who is a former resident of Georgetown, expressed the importance of giving back to society. This is the 3rd consecutive year that Cork and his family have donated to the Georgetown community. Steel Expressions Epiphany 2018, held last Saturday night at the Annisville Sporting Complex, has been deemed a huge success. A part of the proceeds of this year's show will go towards children living with cancer. Larissa Pugsley Kidd tells us more about the show in this report.
proud moment for the show's coordinator Rodney Small as he performed one of the crowd's favorites at this year's Steel Expressions Epiphany. Hundreds braved the rain, which caused a delayed start, to support the event organized by Small, who is SVG's leading panelist. Small and several other local artists performed for more than 3 hours as they entertained the crowd with gospel and other genres of music. This year, Small said he will be giving back to charity, one that deals with children and cancer. Many of the performers gave some encouraging words for persons who may be living with cancer. Small said he is grateful for all the performers and the patrons who made the event possible.
A part of me being the self-made performer of the show, I had Kiyoko Cookshank, I had Sharon Sutherland, I had Darren Andrews, I had Azaria Gibson, I had Brian Maloney, I had Sugar Allows, I had the Youth Ambassadors. This event has been going on for a while, and my committee and I really decided to add some substance to it by adding a charity to every show.
Here are some highlights of the performances of Steel Expressions 2018. Small and organizers are already looking forward to 2019, which they say will be even bigger. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Larissa Pugsley Kidd.